Namaskar, everybody. I would like to welcome Phyllis Chesler on our to give quick Shraddhanjali to our martyrs on the Martyrdom Day, 14th September. Over to you, Phyllis ji. Thank you.
Namaste. First, I mourn with you the deaths and exile due to the flash floods and the monsoon in Jammu and Kashmir. And as you know, we are allies in fighting back against global jihad. Everyone, except those who are intellectually blind, knows that Islamic jihad has been growing in barbaric fashion, that the most sadistic psychopaths are now in control of Hamas, Al Qaeda, Hezbollah, ISIS, and in Pakistan, the inter-services intelligence, the Pakistani and Afghan Taliban, Lashkar-e-Taiba, Al Qaeda, the Haqqani network. We know this. Appeasement is not an option. The longer we feed this beast, the hungrier it will grow, and the higher the cost will be in terms of blood and treasure. We know that jihadists destroy all non-Muslim religious shrines or turn them into mosques. And more important, they colonize territory and either slaughter the non-Muslim population, convert them by the sword, sell the women into sex slavery, or convert them against their will and marry them. You're familiar with this in India, unfortunately, and I applaud the heroism and the compassion of men like Tapan Ghosh in terms of his rescue of Hindu girls and women who've been kidnapped by jihadists. He brings them back. And we have all read, with horror about the eve teasing of girls and women on the streets in India and the gang rapes. And these are very crucial issues to address as well. I want very much to address for the moment those Hindus of goodwill and Muslims of goodwill in India. I want to talk to you about intimate family violence in India. I am impressed by how much the Indian government has attempted to do in terms of abolishing honor-based violence. And this is not an easy task. And I know that there's actually a special wing in Delhi, in a jail, designated only for those mother-in-laws who have participated in dowry burnings of their daughters-in-law. And I know that legislation has been passed and attempts to enforce it have been made. But when you're up against tribal tradition, it is uphill going. And I know how thoroughly Indian tribal culture is permeated with a poisonous view of women, with a code of honor and shame, which views being born female as a capital offense. And this is true for all ethnicities and all religions in India, including Christians in the Punjab. The brutal subordination of Indian daughters, especially in the rural areas, cries out to high heaven and to the parliamentarians among us today. Such mistreatment, daily and often hourly punishments for having been born female, is normalized, and it is practiced as viciously by women as men against other women. I've done a study comparing Hindu and Muslim honor killings in India and in Pakistan and in the West. And the only thing I could say that's good is that Hindus don't bring it with them to the West, whereas Muslims do. Hindus don't bring this tribal custom with them. And Hindu honor killings are perpetrated for other reasons. They are always caste-related violation reasons, and perhaps 40% of the time, Boys as well as girls are murdered. And the murders are gruesome. And it's families that do this. Religious councils should be arguing against this instead of turning a blind eye or even saying it's a good idea, it's a good punishment. And the government knows this, and the government will have to redo and redouble its effort in this regard, because the tribal codes of shame and honor are so pervasive and so deep that imagine growing up as a girl and knowing that your mother or grandmother or father or brother or uncle or cousin can at any moment kill you as in a conspiracy because you've perhaps done something wrong, or maybe not even then. What an atmosphere. I suggest that people read an extraordinary memoir by a woman named Aruna Pap, Unworthy Creature, Unworthy Creature, a Punjab daughter's memoir of honor, shame, and love. Pap now lives in Canada, and she works with South Asian immigrants. And she tells me that the honor-based violence is getting worse in Canada among second, third, and fourth generation immigrants. So this is not a problem that is merely true in India, but it's true of immigrants in the West. And the heroes who wish to liberate Jammu and Kashmir, the heroes who stand against global and regional jihad, surely are capable of taking on this other war against their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, and their wives. Please remember them. Do not forget them. And thank you so much for the privilege of joining you from afar. Jai Panun Kashmir.
Thank you. Thank you.